Hey guys, welcome back to another race day here. Here we are with another qualifying session, and it's quite a special one because today I'm joined by none other than the legendary Mercedes, no, not Mercedes driver anymore. That's season 1. You better go catch up on season 1 if you haven't watched it. Little plug there, might as well. Season 2, McLaren driver Rithvik here on commentary.
Hello, how are you doing, Dan?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Great to be here.
And he's ready to carry this whole video, really, on his back. You know, just I'll probably stick.
Yeah. I couldn't unfortunately race today, so I'm doing the next best thing, which is here up with you in the commentating box.
What are you talking about? It's not the second best thing. It's the best thing. Like, come on.
Yeah. I'll have a good experience. I've always wanted to do it, to be fair. Being a driver is fantastic and all, but I did want to give commentary a go, so it's nice to be up here.
My question is, how is there two of you currently? I mean, we're watching you currently. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm hoping my AI today will put in a shift, but yeah, as I said, at least I'm here somewhat. I'm not completely blanked, but yeah,
Of course.
hopefully Jamie gets in a good shift today. Rooting for him.
Speaking of Jamie, I mean, you two have, I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but Jamie a bit more, but you two have both been very unlucky. He's ready, I mean, even May, he's just spun out.
No, he just got too early, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you two have been getting very unlucky. I mean, last season, don't want to sound a bit mean here, but you two were, like, you two started weak, shall we say, then you improved, and you came to the final race, and even though you DNF'd, as you said, to me, it was the best race, you know, you've had.
I mean, yeah, 100%. We did improve as we went through the season, obviously, because we understood the conditions a bit better. But yeah, as you said, Abu Dhabi, I thought was a fantastic race. Obviously, it wasn't the result I wanted, but nevertheless, it proved that I could do what I needed to do to be out in front. And then as we started here in season 2, I proved that more and more. Obviously, I've already got loads more points. The last couple of races haven't been great, but I'm sure I'm aiming to bounce back in the last few.
I don't know what happened. It's like, you know, you two have said we're doing brilliantly in the last few races, season 1. You come to season 2, and I don't know. It's like you two have got so unlucky again. Cause
I mean, it's a combination of luck and the fact that the conditions are a bit weird. Obviously, we had the wet race in, I think it was China. That was a big factor on deciding factor on how we did well. But I mean, you know what? It's all in the past. I'm sure we'll improve. I'm hoping Jamie puts in a shift today. Looks like he's on a fast lap here, so we'll see how that goes for him.
And yeah, as you said, hopefully Jamie can put on a shift, but he looks to have the arse going round this bend nicely now, keeping it straight, going on that curb a little bit, I must say, but keeping that pace throughout that curb. Very nicely done there by Jamie, coming down the straight now, round those bends. Bit nice form there, made sure to stick to the inside so he lands on the outside, not on the curb, of course, going around there nicely. Hopefully.
Yeah, he got a nice exit out of that, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, Callum with 147.083. That's a very
Ooh,
interesting time. And now, of course,
second faster than Gasly.
You know, Callum and Preston are definitely here. I don't know what else you would say. I mean, like, completely Callum would do this, you know, block the whole competition, you know, you should just do this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happening. Oh, look at that. My AI's put in a shift.
That's a 147.173, but whilst we're speaking about that, Carl has pulled in a brilliant shift with a 143.888.
Wow. That is 4 seconds faster than Callum.
And 2 seconds faster than Harry with a 145.119. That's another thing. But Red Bulls have been doing brilliantly. I mean, I said to Harry in an interview last season, of course, Jeddah. Oh, Jamie with P2B and Harry by 1 second with a 144.872. Looks like that shift is coming true.
I hope he can continue the form. We've seen Kilo have some fantastic qualifying through this season, I must say. Being down there as a driver is intimidating, having to go up against someone who so consistently does well in qualifying. Obviously, I managed to scrap pole in France last race, but didn't convert. at it. But yeah, I agree with you. The Red Bulls are looking really, really strong.
I mean, you talk about scraps with Carl between you and him, but we look at first race of the season. You two had a very difficult to judge situation there.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on perspective, I suppose. I think both of us are a bit squeezed for space by each other. And in the end, the decision that was made, I do feel is correct. But it's nice to see that kind of competition coming into the first race of the season because it can also guarantee you more of that throughout, and not just between me and Kilo, it's between everyone. Obviously right now, me and Jamie are a bit further behind, but you've still got the Fezzers and Harry and Kilo putting in a shift, trying to beat each other every single race. So it's interesting to see how that is, and you can see that in qualifying. I mean, look at how much ahead Kilo is to Jamie. He's a whole second up.
Yeah. I mean, we look at Preston and Callum. Of course, last season's Constructors Champions and Preston holding last season's Drivers' Championships. And now we come to a second season, and they're in that middle ground now, aren't they? They're not they are competitive, of course, but they're not so competitive for this title anymore. I mean, what's happened?
I mean, I think it's just a case of Red Bull weren't quite as strong last season as you would have expected. And now in season two, where they've adapted to conditions more, as the other drivers have, obviously, but Red Bull specifically, I think they've just gotten to grips a bit more. And I think they've just started to be more competitive, or at the very least, as competitive as we'd expect them to be. But yeah, it's having them up there is interesting and it's exciting for the league because it just means there's more competition.
That's true. And of course, you speak about, the difference between Red Bull this season and last season. Of course, last season in Jeddah was the final race. We had a second Red Bull driver. Come season 2 Jeddah, and Red Bull getting a P1 and P2. Like, the complete opposite season to season. Like, it doesn't, kind of looks weird, doesn't it, a bit?
Yeah, exactly. And I do think that as the tracks progress here after Spa and going into the Netherlands, I think Red Bull will fancy themselves. Obviously, it's a very twisty and turny track, and it will really suit someone like Kilo and Harry who are on wheels, and it's nice and easy to turn and keep the grip around the corners. Obviously, deadly curbs in F1 2021, but yeah, I think they'll fancy themselves.
Hmm. And of course, I mean, right now there's 1 point between Harry and Carl in the championship. But come last race of the season, could we see the race for first place? Of course, Harry last season being in the battle for second place between him and Callum, and he could still be in that final battle once again.
I mean, obviously, the gap between Harry and Callum is fairly big at the moment, but it's only a couple races difference if you look at it from that perspective. Look at the amount of DNFs, the safety cars, the yellow flags that we've had, and you realise that just one of those that happens to either of the drivers, Harry or Cal, and it changes the game of the points completely. Just one race where one scores and the other doesn't, it changes the whole title race. And I do think that come Abu Dhabi, you will see a fight between Kilo and Harry, and potentially one of the Fezzards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really hoped that we'd have eventually a three-way battle or even a four-way battle for the championship. Um, but unfortunately, we don't have that really this season. But you never know for season 3, really, do you?
No, I mean, I think regardless of where me and Jamie lie in the constructors or the drivers championship, I think we're still hungry for the win. Regardless of whether that's going to give us a championship or not, a win is a win. Do you know what I mean? In a league that's already competitive with four of the very good drivers, like winning a race is the end goal. Obviously, the championship is the actual end goal, but for us, keeping our heads down, trying to win that race, proving ourselves is a big factor. And I think going into the next races, regardless of where we stand in the championships, we'll still be up there for that fight, for the race win at the very least.
Of course, and I mean, you said that you and Jamie are in a league of 4 very good drivers. I'm going to correct you on that. I think I'm going to say 6 very good drivers. It's just you and Jamie have been filled with unluckiness. It's not because last season I said we saw you two can be brilliant drivers. Like Jamie was in P3 a lot of the time. You pulled off a great battle in Abu and other tracks as well. It does show that you two can do it. It's just when like you don't have that unluckiness on your side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have been quite unlucky. I don't want to say it's all down to the fact that we haven't been lucky, but uh, yeah, it's just a combination of all the factors really. But as I said, we're just looking to make a comeback as quickly as possible. Um, Jamie got a good finish in France, and I think it's big for the team. Obviously, the last two races I didn't do particularly well, but before that, I wasn't doing half bad myself. But yeah, whether it's comeback in the championship or the drivers is irrelevant. The fact is that we're here and still fighting for race victories. I
Exactly.
think, as we say that, Jamie is about to start his his fast lap even. Yes,
And
he is.
and he is away. Let's see what he can pull off. See if he can bring home that McLaren trophy. Who knows? We shall have to see come a race day. But we have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left here of qualifying. Of course, your leaderboard currently stands at P1 Carl, P2 Jamie, P3 Harry, P4 Callum, P5 the Earth 2 version of Rithvik. Of course, we're looking into multiverse for variants here, and a P6 with Preston. So and a bit of a mix-up really in the grid currently. It's something you don't normally see the Fezzers back there a bit, but still, it's freshened up, and hopefully Jamie can pull off something and potentially get the win. But we can only hope. Let's say, I mean, Red Bull is definitely going to be a tough opponent to beat, but I mean the Fezzers as well. It who knows? They're just lying in wait, just ready to strike, aren't they? It's just they're ready to pounce at any moment.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, talking
Oh,
about pouncing, and Jamie just losing it there, putting too much throttle on. He's put it into the wall. He's still in, so I think he still has just enough time to get in another fast lap should he want it. But it's a game of tyres now because he's in the top 10, so he needs to think about what he's doing with his tyres.
I
But yeah,
I will say I think this is more with Jamie. And I again don't want to sound mean, but I wonder if you agree with me. Jamie Jamie is a good driver, but he can be a bit reckless sometimes. He can take risks, and of course that's what this whole F1 is about. It's about taking risks, but you don't want to be too risky to the point where you're going to spin out. You know.
I think it's more ambition than it is risk. I think without wanting and trying and saying screw it, let me put the throttle on a fraction of a second earlier, you're not going to get that time in. And looking at the way Kilo's looking, I mean, look, he's just set another fastest lap in the Red Bull. He's put in a 1:43.8, and considering how far ahead he is of P2, which is Jamie. I think it's only right for Jamie to try and put the extra throttle in, try and put in that shift to gain, even if it is just a couple of tenths on that time. I mean, Kilo's a full second up. But yeah, he did put in just a bit too much there, and I think that's what caused him to spin.
Of course, of course. Now, right. So obviously, what is this? I believe it's the 10th race of the season now, maybe ninth. Yeah, it's the ninth race of the season. Sorry. Um, who do you think will come out as drivers champion? Like, we're gonna get an early prediction here.
Oh, it's a tough one because obviously we have two Red Bulls at the moment scrapping, um, with 1 point in it. But oh, if you asked me, I think my prediction early would be Kilo. I think he's going to take it. He's been really, really good throughout the season when he hasn't DNF'd or spun out or anything like that. And I think his Red Bull counterpart will try and contest him, but if it comes down to it, then I think he'll prioritize the team. Um, but to be fair, I do think that today will be a big, 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 big race because the way they perform in Spa means one driver will be a fair bit ahead of the other. Um, but my money's on Kilo.
I mean, I was speaking. Oh, 5 place grid penalty for Alonso there for illegal blocking, and all AI blocking, of course. Stupid as it comes, but the AIs do it anyway. Let's hope it's not like that on the new game. But I mean, I was speaking to Harry a bit ago, and he was saying how he would just love to get Drivers' Championship, and that is his goal. He wants what's for the team, of course. He wants to win the Constructors with Carl. He wants what's best for the team. However, if that opportunity arises for a Drivers' Championship, and it's that close, 5-place grid penalty for you, in fact.
Oh, wow. Oh dear. It's fine. Hopefully we'll get up there from 5th, but from 10th even.
Hopefully. It's very typical, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
But, like, yeah, Harry has said he will do what's best for the team. However, if that chance comes up, if it's close enough and he has that chance in, let's say, the final race season, he will not hesitate to give Carl a battle for that first place because he wants the Drivers' Championship.
I mean, yeah, if that's what he said, then I very much look forward to it from behind my own wheel because I will be putting in that shift as well. But yeah, I mean, it would really be entertaining, wouldn't it? We've already seen the Red Bull scrap out at the front before with some very, very dominating performances out there. But yeah, I mean, well, we'll see what's to come. I believe Jamie is the only one on his out lap, and he is also about to go for a fast one.
Oh, Harry's just taken P2 of a 144.580. That's what, correct me if I'm wrong here, 2/10 of a second up from Jamie there.
Indeed. Can Jamie pull that 2/10 back? We'll have to see. That is a brilliant lap, although it's still nowhere near Kilo's. I mean, Kilo's pulled off a ripper. I don't know how he's managed that, but really is a good lap.
Maybe you need to send a spy into the Red Bull camp and get whatever setup he's using.
Yeah, maybe I'd take the fine and start touching his rear wing.
Who knows? I remember, like, last season on commentary in Abu Dhabi, I was saying about the stakes in that race, and I was like, on one hand, there's a stake between Callum and Harry, and how Harry had to win that race in order to get second place. And you're all going to have to find out what happens come when this... actually, it's already out. Sorry, my correction, it's already out. I was about to go plug it. Go check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, but of course, he needed to win, and Callum needed to get below P9 for that second place for Harry. However, there was one other stake which I was mainly rooting for there, and that was for your first ever P1 victory there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was on the cards 100%. I do feel I could have done it, but you know, an incident happens, and it is what it is. And I don't blame Preston for it either. I think it was just a racing incident. But as I speak of that, you've got a nice little toad, Jamie. Is it enough to take him into P2? I don't think it is.
That is a 146.969, so it's not far off Callum, to be fair. He's only just got ahead. But here, another 5-place grand penalty for you. You're going to be starting down in...
Oh dear! Shocker! What is he doing? Oh no! Oh, it's fine. We're putting off a Lewis in Brazil.
Of course. And now, as Harry comes round the final corners of qualifying here, what a great... Actually, no, it's going into pit, so it's actually going to take about a minute longer before it finishes, because 5-place grid penalty for Callum as well.
Oh dear, it's all going on here.
I remember the worst race we ever had, Canada. I didn't know what to think. It was so laggy, it was so awful.
Oh yeah, we've definitely had our fair share of incidents with the AI, and it's very, very frustrating considering we're all considerably faster than what the AIs are. And if one of us inevitably has some incidents causing us to start lower down the pack or get lower down the pack during the race, when the AI glitches, it makes it that much harder to overtake them and just loses us time against the other actual racers. So you can see where the frustration comes from, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to your ability to overtake the AI.
That's very true, but here is your finishing grid for qualifying. We have a P1 with Carl, P2 with Harry finishing off at P1, P2 starting for Belgium for Red Bull, P3 for Jamie, P4 for Preston, P5 for Callum, but he's going to go down to P10, P6 for Rithvik, but he's going to go down, you're going to go down, sorry, to about P16. So, not looking too good. But
oh well.
we will all see you in a minute for the race. Hello everybody and welcome back to another race day. Here we are for the second time ever in Belgium. Of course that is Spa, and it's what an interesting race we are hopefully in for. Of course last season the video didn't get uploaded due to everyone DNFing, but that doesn't matter people. We are back here once again for this Grand Prix and you'll all be able to see it this time. Well, hopefully so, but anyway, that is 2 DRS zones we have. So hopefully a lot of overtaking within the 2 DRS zones and even out of it as well. And of course, you have a 1 speed trap, so we're going to see pace through that speed trap as well. See who can get the highest speed within that trap today. But hopefully we're in for a good race. Who knows? It is mainly, well, it has that one big straight, has a lot of corners, and then it has a chicane or two, and then yeah, hopefully it'll be a great race here today. Who knows? Hopefully I won't say round that bend too much. And yes, people, it's probably going to become a meme of mine, like the 100th meme of mine, soon. But yeah, hopefully I don't say it that much. But why wait around any longer? Let's get straight into the Grand Prix here in Spa in Belgium. Welcome everybody to the Belgian Grand Prix. We are straight in with the formation lap here and hopefully in for a great race. And well, Preston's been straight away disqualified. He'll be starting back at the grid, won't be able to warm his tyres. But again, I'm joined back here with Rithvik.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Should be exciting.
My great commentary partner, which I'm so glad to have because my voice won't break after the. I can't wait for you guys to listen to the end of the Monaco Grand Prix. Honestly, my voice was going. I was trying my best to keep it. My voice was cracking. It was going up high so much because it just wanted to have a break. I don't know.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. Looks like Flying Tiger and Lewis Hamilton are both disqualified from the formation lap. So their tyres will be incredibly cold.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it will definitely be a good, interesting race. I mean, Belgium itself, it has a lot of straights. It has this corner, I mean, with this bend we're coming up to now, which you can easily spin out on. But mainly, it's a good track for speed, for overtaking. So we're going to see a lot of that. Not much slowing down, not much, corners really. It's mainly about power and seeing how skilled you are as a driver in getting around those bends easily. See how much time you can make in those corners.
Yeah, of course. I think it's about knowing which curbs that you can take and which curbs you can't. Because there's some curbs that you need to ride. The right-hander, you need to ride the curb to gain the time. Otherwise, you risk spinning onto the gravel and beaching it.
Exactly, and I mean, especially with, well, let's look at this quickly. We've got Callum down in P8 here. I mean, you've got the top three is Carl, Harry, and Jamie. Callum has said P8, but you down in P16, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know how the aisles are, but the focus isn't on me today. It's on the three drivers up front, and they're currently occupying P1, 2, and 3.
Just because you're not in there doesn't mean we won't focus on you, mate. We want to see some pure overtakes, alright? And may I add, although this is an unfortunate fact, but your win don't come from your AI, so it can pull off some moves.
Oh yeah, of course. But we'll see.
But yes, the grid is now reforming for the time of the race, and I believe that should be the grid reformed there. No, just Giovinazzi finally lining up at the back. Here we are, people. The lights are about to go out here. I can't actually see it. There we are. And people, it is lights out. And away we go here in the Belgian Grand Prix. What a start by Harry to get that P1 straight away. Preston is up to that P4. I completely forgot about Preston, we'll be honest. Callum dropping down a few places. What's going on with Callum there?
Jamie's gone up into P2. He's already 5/10 behind Harry, though. He had a flying start.
Carl did have a weak start, but he's gone back up to P2 here, unfortunately.
Yes, it's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Someone's gone down. It looks like it's Mick Schumacher. He's out of the session. It's a VSC already. Wow.
This is what happens when you're not in there.
Oh, have a look at that. Kilo's gone ahead. The yellow flags were waved for the VSC, and Kilo, who was behind Harry at the time of flags, has now gone ahead.
And also, Preston up to P3. Jamie's dropped down to P5 here.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think he should get the jump on Hamilton and probably Preston as well, to be fair. But I don't know. He looks like the Red Bulls are already far ahead.
I did see at the early start of the race, you did drop down to P17, but you managed to get back up to P16. So well done to your AI to get back to your normal place, sir.
Yeah, come on, put in a shift.
You need that points, come on. I will say though, from the difference between last season and this season, you and Jamie are actually getting your points in.
Yeah, 100%. We've already got a lot more points this season than we did at the end of last season, and the fact that we're even racking up the points is a big improvement for us in the first place. So,
Well,
you know, baby steps.
Look at this, Harry may be looking for an overtake here. Potentially going on the, correct me if I'm wrong because I get this wrong a lot of the time, but on the inside of Carl, but couldn't get it. Potentially going on the outside. He can't catch up. He's trying to get ahead now. Going on the inside of the corner. Can he get it? And he almost does, but Carl just makes it out just in time before Harry can get past him there.
Of course, he doesn't have DRS, and he wouldn't have done anyway even without the VSC, but he's got a slipstream all the way around. He's looking to go down the outside, but it's not happened. Looking for the switchback. Oh, almost touched there.
And Carl saying the fastest time of the lap. I didn't unfortunately see it, but I believe it was in the like 2.03 mark. Oh, Carl was spun!
Oh, that's huge. That is huge. He's going to fall down the pack significantly. Have a look at that.
Oh my god, utter wreckage. He's retired.
Oh no. I don't laugh here, but that is a shocker. And I think Jamie's actually gone down with him.
Yeah, Jamie got involved in the crash and is down to P16. You're up to P13 here. And then there's Callum still in P6. You've got Harry in P1, safety car here, of course. Preston in P2. Oh my god.
It's all happening here. This has played right into Harry's hands. He's been right up the back of his teammate Kilo the entirety of the first lap. The ending of the VSC, he timed his run perfectly and he got the slipstream all the way down. They went wheel to wheel a couple of times. And then Kilo felt the pressure, spun out, and the AIs just went into him.
I mean, that's what Harry does though. He did it to Preston in Monaco as well. He doesn't go for the overtake. He applies the pressure so a mistake is made, and then he can safely get the overtake without taking any risks.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I wish we could get an instant replay of that. I'd like to see exactly what happened because I think by the looks of it, from me, I think Kilo, as Jamie did in quali, just put the throttle on too quickly, too much. I didn't think he had applied it as gradually as he should have, considering his tyres would have been a bit colder after a slow VSC.
But I mean, as Carl just said on the group chat, Harry, this plays, as you said, this plays right into Harry's hands for the Drivers' Championship. I mean, he's leading by 1 point by now. If he gets that P1 position, and of course Carl won't get any points, he'll be 26 points above Carl here.
Oh, it's a 5-second penalty for Jamie, as he collides with, I think that was Nikita Mazepin, if I'm not mistaken, during safety car.
Yes, it was. If we go up to Nikita, doesn't seem to be any damage on him, so Jamie didn't manage to do anything, but that's very interesting. Unlucky start for Jamie here. You're up to P7 now. You've made some money moves here.
Indeed, I think it's just the fact that, you know, half these races, if you can get through the first maybe 4 or 5 laps without any damage, you're at an advantage in itself, and that's proven here. I mean, look at the chaos that happened in lap 1. VSC straight away, Kilo DNFing, Jamie sent to the back of the pack, and my AIs and a couple of the other AIs, including Latifi, who was, I believe, 20th, stayed without damage, and it's played into their hands nicely.
But it's also been very unlucky for some. Of course, Jamie getting caught in utter chaos and being madly affected by it, and is now completely dropped down from that P3 position.
I do think that it's now, for Harry, it's his race to lose already. I think for the next 18, 19 laps, he should completely dominate, because he's got no one behind him. And behind him is Preston, who I don't think will be challenging today, but he could very well be. And then behind Preston, just whole train of AIs. And so I do think that it should Harry's race to lose.
Exactly, you've got Callum and P15 here. He's not going to be able to make any moves really on anybody. I mean, he could make some moves on the AIs, but
Yeah, I think now for Jamie to get back in the race, it's gonna be a tyre game because him spinning. Did he pit? I didn't quite catch it. I don't know if he pitted.
yes, he did
in
pit.
safety
He went
car.
on to new softs.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what I was going to say because boxing so early for, I think, what looks like a scrub set, but I might be mistaken. It could be new, but what looks like those softs will last him till maybe around lap, I'd say 11, potentially. If he drags them out, maybe 13, and then he'd have to box. But the people at the front of the grid, so I think from Harry down to maybe Giovinazzi, will have the same strategy they came into the race with, whereas everyone behind him now try and drag the stint out for as long as they can.
Exactly. And can I just bring up another advantage to Harry here is Preston has gone into the pits for I think a wing change here due to some wing damage. So no one is, I mean you in P6, but that's about it. No one is going for him.
Yeah. Oh, and there's another 5-second penalty for Esteban Ocon for ignoring yellow flags. And yeah, I agree. I think this is 100% Harry's race to lose. He should be cruising here on out, to be honest with you. I mean, we've seen Kilo cruise most races, and he's now put on the throttle too early and spun it. So you never know what's going to happen. But generally speaking, in a condition where Harry has been leading under safety car, he's done very well. And considering the situation at hand, where I think still the biggest threat to him will be Jamie, is all the way down in 14th. So I think it's his race to lose.
Exactly, it's going to be very interesting to see. And I mean, we look back at Sochi last year. Harry leads the whole entire race. A lot of people getting 5-second penalties. It was Ocon, then Tsunoda, and now Russell. What on earth is going on? And Latifi drive-through penalty there. Wow, it's immense.
Wow.
I think, and Hamilton down there as well. I'm not sure what Hamilton's got, but yeah, we look back at Sochi and Harry was leading the entire race, and then he just massive accident because he was stupid. And
yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's just the pressure. I mean, look at Nicholas Latifi. He DNF'd, I believe, in quali, was 20th, played out the first 3 laps very well without taking any damage, moved all the way up into P4, and now he's got a drive-through penalty, which will put him right back to the bottom where it's 17th. And he's not 20th because obviously 3 of us have DNF'd. And it just goes back to the fact that it's pressure, and I think the highest pressure will be to this man leading, Harry, who is going to have to get a nice start, but I just don't see the AIs fighting back.
And hopefully it might be a good start due to the safety car going in this lap on lap 4 of 22. We're about to get under racing conditions again, of course. Harry pulling his normal tactic of nicely holding up the AIs, but of course it's basically all AIs, as you said. The 3 drivers left, apart from Harry, are all down there. He's under no threat. The only thing he more effective now is if he pulls off a stupid mistake like Sochi, or if he spins out somehow. But if he doesn't do that, actually no, you as well. I mean, you're in P6, you are a threat to him, but it depends whether you can get out of those places. But it all depends whether he can hold it out for these, what, like 18 laps? Not, well, now 17, but because the safety car is back in, we are underway with a green flag, back under racing conditions, and we'll see what Harry can do here, whether he can get away or not.
Yeah, it looks that he's got away well. He's already almost a second ahead of Gasly. I don't think Gasly had as good of a drive out of turn 1 as he would have liked. And going up into Eau Rouge now, and Gasly's actually pulled very close to him. He must have got a slipstream. Look at that. 2 tenths. And Gasly could go for the move here.
Potentially going for it.
Wow.
Gasly just can't get close enough, unfortunately, and Harry stays in front, but you wouldn't expect it, but the AIs are actually challenging Harry. This could be something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we thought that Harry would pull out straight away. It looked for the life of me that he had a very good exit, but Gasly was able to keep a tight slipstream the entire way around and catch up to Harry almost right around the outside. I mean, you know, if anything proves anything could happen in this race.
And he's actually at a 1.4 second gap now between him and Gasly, so he is pulling away. No DRS threat anymore, of course, when the DRS is back enabled. But from your time of racing with Harry, of course, in Season 1, and now in Season 2, of course, not with him in a team, but you know, throughout the seasons, do you think, like, personally, he can hold out this race, or will he get too maybe full of himself and pull off a mistake of some kind?
No, I think he's got this, to be honest with you. He's got hardly any threat. Kilo's out of the race. He got away well after the safety car. Had a bit of a scare with Gasly, but he was able to defend well, and I don't think he was overly worried about that Gasly move. His biggest threat right now is either my AI or Jamie. But as the pit window now opens for the soft tyre strategy, I think it will be his race to lose, as I've said.
Now, Carl, I mean, no, not Carl. Callum asking what's going on in the race. He is unfortunately not here, but I'm sure his AI will pull off some moves. Who knows? We shall have to wait and see. Yeah, I mean, Harry now pulling away with a 2.2 second gap, whilst Jamie, however, which we did miss, now up to P10 in fact.
Yeah, he's done a very good job to get back from down there. I mean, it's good that he didn't get stuck behind Bottas, because look at that. Bottas
oh, he spun again!
Oh no, Jamie. Oh no, he's back down into 14th. All that hard work.
He went for a move on Kimi Raikkonen, and again, it's that risky factor. I mean, yes, you talk about it like it's, you know, it's needed, but he took, I think, a too big a risk. He went on the curb, and we all know the curbs in Spa are very risky to touch. One touch and you're gone.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, you don't want to get stuck behind the AIs, because look at P5 all the way down to P14 where Jamie is. They're all within 1 second of each other. And so if Jamie was stuck behind, I think it was, who was that move on, sorry? Raikkonen.
Yes, yeah, Raikkonen.
If he was stuck behind Raikkonen, he'd be stuck right in the middle of that DRS train. And so it would be tough for him to make up those positions. But, as you said, the curves are deadly in Spa, so you know, I think it was just unlucky from him.
And now with DRS enabled, it's going to be even more chances are going to be taken. More positions will hopefully be gained. And it looks like you'll go for a one-stop strategy on hards this time in P4.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably would have done that if I was driving as well. So it's a strategy I like, a strategy I think would work. Oh, Jamie drops to 15th now.
But he gains it back.
Bit of a battle going there. Yeah.
Nice one by him, but Nicholas Latifi might be getting the DRS now if Jamie can't pull away, and might just be getting back past Jamie. But Jamie does seem to be pulling away from Nicholas Latifi a bit, which is kind of expected. Who doesn't get away from Nicholas Latifi these days?
Yeah, I think my AI might have had an incident. I'm not too sure, because I'm sure I was P4, and then I'm now the 6th behind, 6/10 behind Stroll. So I think he's just got a brilliant overtake off.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any damage, so I think Lance has just managed to pull off some a great overtake there. But we go back up to Harry now with a 5-second gap.
Yeah, he's pulling away, isn't he? He's just, all he has to do is ride out this race. Just do what he needs to do, get his head down, put in a few good laps. Doesn't matter if he's slowing towards the end either, because I don't think he'll catch I don't think the AIs will catch him. The closest threat is Russell, who's also got a penalty himself. So realistically, the closest threat is Stroll, who's a good 10 seconds behind him.
Exactly. And no one looks to be going for any overtakes yet. You're within 1 second of Lance Stroll, but unfortunately not. Oh, Harry going in the pits. Of course, soft, so that would make sense.
I think he's going for the hard strategy as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he's not.
Actually, yes, he is.
Indeed, going for the hard strategy. I think that is the preferred strategy, to be fair, because if you can long out a pair of softs until lap 8, then you can 100% long out hards until lap 22.
Jamie sent the fastest lap of the race with a 148.947. No! Harry spun!
Spin! Oh, resets the track very quickly there to minimise the damage, but he's not got a wing.
This is not a good day for Red Bulls at all. Another safety car here.
Oh no! I mean, to be fair, it's a good. Did somebody DNF or something, or did it just bring out the safety car for the debris that Harry caused?
I think it was just for Harry.
Well, that in which case that's not. Oh, my AI has dropped to 15th because he pitted.
Yes, I think so. Those are hards and no damage at all. So you definitely have pitted there.
Which case I think it's damage limitation for Harry because he's just pitted and it's very frustrating for him that he's lost the wing. But a safety car has been brought out, and that means that he can go straight back into the pits and
Exactly.
lose minimal time.
But the question is now, what tyres is he going to put on?
I'm a firm believer in longing out my tyres, and the way Harry's raced all season, it looks to be that way for him too, and he's been very good at conserving it. So my belief is that if you can long out softs until lap 8, which is when he actually pitted, then you can 100% long out hards to 22. Or if you're good with your tyres, you can long out the same set of mediums for the rest of the race. So if he wants to cut his way up the field, he has two options: go on the medium tyre to make his way up there as fast as possible, or hards.
Whilst we were discussing that, Jamie spun out again.
Oh, Jamie, lad. Oh no.
You see what I mean now a bit. I mean, there's risk and then there's rewards. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'll be too bad. It doesn't look like he has got any damage, and everyone's pitting now, so he'll go
He's,
quite far ahead unless he pits himself. Oh, which he is.
that's interesting. There you are behind him, gonna just overtake him quickly. Now the feathers gone up completely. I mean, they've pitted as well now. Everyone going on to hards, it seems.
Indeed, and my AI slicing up as well. Have a look at that.
I believe
dear.
that's Jamie going on to new hards as well after his I don't know what he's done, but Harry now going on to mediums. You were right about it there.
Yeah, I told you. He's one of those people who likes to long out his tyres, and that to me looks like a fresh set of mediums.
And with 13 laps left to go, wouldn't be too hard.
No, it wouldn't. I think he can easily hang out those mediums. I think the hard compound tyre is assuming that you're going to get high deg on your fronts, because obviously Spa is a very demanding track for your front tyres. But I think if you're decent, even if you're just semi-decent with your tyres, I think 100% mediums would probably be the go-to. But hards is just a safe game, isn't it?
Of course, yeah. But now you're up to P8, Callum up to P7. We have Jamie down in P15 with Preston in P10. The three AIs are leading this race. I mean, and you've got the two drivers right next to each other. I mean, Jamie not too far behind Harry, but Harry's got the faster tyres.
Yeah, now that could be a battle, can't it? As I said, it was Harry's race to lose, and that was the worst possible place to lose his wing, because he just almost lost it there, snap of oversteer. But yeah, I mean, just coming out the pits, cold, hard tyres, you want to give them time to warm up, and he just went on the throttle quickly and spun it into the wall.
As I said earlier, it wasn't such a stupid mistake, but he pulls off mistakes when he's in the lead. I don't think he got too full of himself, but he always causes mistakes sometimes when he's in the lead. I mean, Monaco obviously he didn't, and in France he didn't, but here he's come out, as you said, put on the throttle way too much and spun.
Yeah, hard tyres are always on this game quite difficult to warm up. I've had a lot of experience using hard compound tyre because I myself am someone who, I don't want to say overly optimistic, but yeah, suffered. And hard tyres are often a fallback solution. And if you can't warm them up properly, you will not go anywhere except the walls. So I think it's just a case of optimism for Harry.
I mean, I recently heard that apparently Carl doesn't like using hard tyres. He will not touch them.
I wouldn't be surprised. if I recall correctly, I'm sure he must have used like 2, 3 sets of softs in Bahrain. He does that quite a lot. He doesn't like the soft tire. Sorry, the hot tire. He just tends to long it out and use mediums and softs.
Yeah, true. I can't remember what track it was now, but I remember when he was on, like, I think it was like 7 lap on mediums, but bear in mind that it was 2 laps under the safety car, and Preston and Callum went on to new softs, and he was still making time on them.
Silverstone. It was
Yes,
Silverstone.
that's
I
it.
remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. It was weird watching as a driver because I can see the gaps in front of me, obviously, and I could see Abdi pulling away, regardless of the fact that the two feathers are on fresh softs. And it just goes to show that if you can warm those tires up, you will get the grip that you need.
And I mean, we said earlier in qualifying, I mean, Carl getting that 143, it shows that he can pull off amazing times. And just because you're going on to new softs doesn't mean he can't beat you with, you know, some used tyres. He's still very good when it's skillful when it comes to that.
Yeah, definitely. It's a game of tires. This game, F1. It's a game of strategy. It's a game of tires. And if you can't get your tires to cool, then you won't go anywhere. And I think that was the case with Harry coming out of the pits. It's unfortunate, but safety car is in this lap. But how important is it for Harry to get a good start so that Jamie doesn't come jumping from behind?
It'll be very interesting, and of course, will Jamie be careful this time round, having spun out quite a few times, or will he still go for those overtakes?
I wouldn't be surprised if he went for it with Harry, because if Harry doesn't get a good start after the safety car, I think Jamie should go for it. I personally would, because if you can, obviously minimising contact, because obviously you don't want contact, but I think you should have a go, 100%.
Yeah, it'll be definitely very interesting to see. But as you said, safety car is in this lap. Harry, as you can see, lining up next to good old Esteban there, ready to potentially get the overtake. We are on for green flag here, and away we go in lap 11. We have what 11 laps left actually, so we're not too far off.
Oh, look at that, the AI is trying to battle each other. Harry's just trying to get away from Jamie here. The one thing you do have, oh, bit of a spin there from Jamie. I think he's lost a lot of time for that. He's not got damage, but lost a lot of time.
He now goes past the blue flagged Valtteri Bottas, sir.
Yes, he does, and what's happening here then? That Mercedes trying to unlap itself.
Typical, really. I mean, that's Lewis Hamilton behind Jamie there. You got Valtteri Bottas. I believe he was going up against maybe you or something, but I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, he is 2.5 minutes behind, so he's very much been lapped. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a game of tyres now because Harry will be faster than Jamie for the next, for quite a few laps. But if he's trying to cut his way up to the top of the field, then his mediums will degrade a lot more than Jamie's hards. So if Jamie could stick with Harry whilst they both try and make their way up the field, he'll be able to get the overtake done in the late stages of this race. But look at that, he's already closing in.
And I mean, that is the question. Like, will Jamie look at this as an opportunity? Of course, for toe, he's going to get off Harry. Like, it will be amazing. Or will he think, no, I don't care about the toe. I want this overtake. Oh,
Yeah.
Harry gets the overtake on Esteban Ocon there. Went on, I think, on the inside of Ocon and got the overtake. Nice work by Harry to get that. Now can Jamie do the same?
Well, he's going to have to. If he cannot get stuck behind Ocon here because Harry's going for the overtakes. You can see Jamie trying. But yeah, Harry's looking for these overtakes. And if Jamie gets stuck behind the AIs, then he's got no chance of catching up with Harry. And look at that, he's already back up into 12th.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got past Nicholas Latifi, and Jamie's just got past Esteban Ocon. So Jamie is not wants those overtakes as well, and he's not giving up.
No, 100%. I don't think he will give up. As I said, it's hard versus medium. Harry wants to spend as few laps as possible trying to get back up into P1, and Jamie wants Harry to spend as many laps as possible trying to get back into P1. Because the more you spend trying to overtake AIs, the more degraded your tyres are, and Harry's tyres are more prone to deg than Jamie's. And that's the game here.
Exactly, and I know they're both AIs, but you and Callum are right next to each other. I believe Callum just got the overtake on you because I saw you go down a place.
Indeed, I think I was P8 actually coming out of the safety car. So I think me and Callum must have both gained a position of Alonso there because we've both gone up one place.
Fair enough, and I mean, there's just Preston just lying with no one around him. I mean, Harry close to him and Jamie, of course, close to him, but Preston's not really under threat by anybody yet, to be fair.
Yeah, and look at that. Jamie's now within a second of Harry. He's made the required overtakes, but he's getting close to that 1 second margin. It's a case of can he stick with him until DRS is activated, because Harry is well within DRS range of all the other AIs, and he'll get into a DRS train. Jamie is going to have to stick with him so he gets a part of that DRS train and doesn't let Harry pull away.
Yeah, and I mean, there's Harry now getting the overtake on the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda. That's I believe third place made up by Harry, and potentially going for another overtake on Preston. If he can get round it, DRS is enabled. That's definitely going to be strong, because Jamie potentially just got the overtake on Yuki as well. Yes, he has. Whilst Harry's just got the overtake on Preston there.
Oh, Harry's dropped back behind Preston. Oh, he's going for the dive bomb. Is he just on the inside, keeping it tight? I believe they did touch, but nothing came of it. But yeah, that was ambitious, but he pulled it off.
Now Yuki's managed to get that place back up from Jamie.
He has, but I don't think it will matter too much for Jamie. I don't think his race is with Harry at this point in time, because I think Harry's going to be able to slice his way out the field and keep his media. Oh! On into the track there. Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh!
Oh!
What on earth happened there? This is Harry's race now.
Man. 100%. There's no way he can bottle it from here. There is no one racing him.
I mean, Callum now up to P5 as well.
Oh goodness, Dad, it's happening here. I tell you.
For race you're not there. I mean, you're now dropping down a position as well. For race you're not there. It's absolute carnage.
Oh, I'd love to be here. I would have liked to say that I would have kept it clean and, you know, potentially be in P1 right now, but, you know, it's a bit ambitious of me to say. Like an instant replay on that Jamie moment, though. I didn't quite know what happened.
Unfortunately, we won't be getting it due to, of course, when you DNF, your replay doesn't appear, so...
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Jamie. I think it was pressure that he needed to cut his way up the field, just like Harry's currently doing. Safety car, though, you don't know what's going to... Is this a second safety car, or third, that's come out so far? It's a lot.
I will say, Carl, I'm sure you saw, but Carl was laid out what has to happen in the last 4 races between him and Harry. He said if Harry wins a Spa, he's 27 points ahead of him. If Carl wins 4 of the remaining 5 and gets fastest lap in 1, it'll be 3 points ahead for the final race. So Carl basically has to win the last 4 to have a chance, and 5 to win the whole thing, or just finish ahead of him in the last 1.
Yeah, I think that's right. And but although that is assuming that Harry gets fastest lap, which I believe he does have right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he's up to P9, just got the overtake on Preston there. So, but I mean, Carl just outlining how close it is. I mean, could the final race truly be the race for the first place? Could it be? You know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's going to be a tough one, I think, to call. I called it saying that it was Kilo, but he's DNF'd this race. And as I said after my prediction, the outcome of this race will be a big decider because someone will be ahead.
Exactly, it's all to play for, really, isn't it? Jamie's still typing, so he'll read out what he's got soon. You'll see it yourself anyway. I'm just going to save those messages so we can just assess them each time. Yeah, I think it'd be very, very interesting. But Harry, of course, under safety car conditions, as soon as that goes in, he only has what 8 more people to get past, and he's up to back up to
Yeah, 100%. Then I've just got this in from Jamie here that says that the AIs were glitching all over the place. Yuki Tsunoda going left to right, teleporting around, not giving Jamie a sense of where to go, and he's giving him a red wing. And I think that's where it went wrong for Jamie. So another AI issue, unfortunately. But that does mean that Harry just needs to finish this race here. For me, just needs to finish to get the result he wants.
All I'm saying is, you said before this race that there'd be no lag. I told you not to jinx it, and look what happens.
Commentator's curse, eh?
Absolutely. I always speak about this. It's annoying with me, like, you have the lag for you drivers, but on commentary, every time I'm commentating alone, I'm either coughing or I'm sniffing or I'm doing something, and it always starts as soon as I press record.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I think even excluding Jamie's episode of lag, this race has just been crazy throughout. We've only had 14 out of 22 and just over three-quarters of the way in, and or just under, should I say, of three-quarters of the way in, and we've had what, 3 safety cars right now, a VSC, a couple of incidents with spins. You know, Jamie spun out a couple of times. Kilo DNF'd instantly. You know, Harry had a bit of an episode coming out the pit lane. Regardless of lag, it has just been a crazy race.
Exactly. And we did say that Harry would only have, what, 8 people to overtake. But can he do that? I mean, if a safety car goes in this lap, we'll be restarting on lap 16. That will be, what, correct me if my maths is wrong here, but 6 laps left to go to overtake 8 AIs. Plus you, in fact. So, yeah, obviously 8 AIs. Can he do that?
I think it's 7 laps actually. The 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22. 7 laps left. But yeah, to put it bluntly, yeah, because I think that the way the safety car bunches all the cars up together, and obviously drivers being a lot faster than the AIs, going down the straight into turn 1 will be an area where Harry's able to dive bomb a couple of cars. Coming out of the exit, going into Eau Rouge, you could probably get a couple of overtakes there. And then going into the first braking point after Eau Rouge, he could probably get another couple done there. And so I think within the space of 1 lap, I would expect him to get past at least into P6, at the very least. But I think he'd be expecting more than that.
Fair enough. I just want to say now, don't read it out, but have you seen what Jamie has unfortunately put on the group chat?
I have indeed. It'd be interesting if we could get him in here as a commentator to driver speech. I'd be interested to see if we can make that work with our communications. But it'd be interesting to get his perspective.
Exactly. Safety car is going in this lap, might I add. So it's about to get real interesting with Harry, whether he can hold this up. Of course, on his mediums, these 2 laps of safety car is going to be a massive advantage when it comes to his mediums. Because I believe if we quickly check it now, yeah, look, everyone else is on hards. So
yes. Yeah. Again, is Harry the only one on mediums? I think he is.
Yeah, if we go back to it there, you can you got what 2 AIs on it, but they're right down at the bottom.
And they have to be. I mean, Lewis Hamilton's going nowhere because Bottas is going nowhere because him and his teammate Lewis Hamilton are nowhere to be seen. They're almost 3 minutes behind. So yeah, it's the only other person on mediums is Russell, and he's not really going to make too many places up, I wouldn't think. Might do. I mean, I don't really know. But safety car in, and we'll have to see where Harry goes.
And can I just add, there's only 1 penalty in this race, and that's Yuki Tsunoda. So no one has, in fact, a penalty that can boost Harry up anymore.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a case of can he get the overtakes done. We'll have to see if he could do it without making another incident.
But yeah, we shall see if Harry can do it. But he's with it. He's not even within 1 second of Kimi Räikkönen. He's definitely gonna have to make up that time by the time DRS is enabled, and he has actually managed to do that. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
It is indeed. I do believe Harry's going to do it. I mean, even if he doesn't do, a ridiculous amount of overtakes into this first lap, he's got the rest of the race to do it. It should be a very easy job considering how bunched together the safety cars made them. Unless he's overly cautious. But I mean, if I was in his position, my eyes would be lit up. No one really to compete with him. and he's only got to outrace a bunch of AIs. I'd dive for every opportunity.
But yeah, I mean, he's up. And I'm not sure whether you mentioned it. To be fair, I kind of faded out for a second, but he's now up to P8. Got the overtake on Kimi Räikkönen. Now going for you. In fact, do you really want to see him overtake you?
I do indeed, because I want to see him get up there. Oh, he's making it tight into the bus stop chicane, and he's gone round the outside. And yeah, I do want to see him get the overtake, because at the end of the day, I'd like all drivers to do well. But, you know, my AI getting points is going to be the plus.
he's got past Nikita Mazepin as well. He's up to P6. I mean, we did say, can he do this in what, like 7 laps, 6 laps? But he's doing it.
He is, and he's not in DRS range of Alonso just yet. It'll take a little bit, but I mean, I don't know, because if in this instance where he's trying to catch up to Alonso, Callum pulls away from Giovinazzi pulls away from Cal to the point where Cal's no longer in DRS, it will give Harry the chance to overtake, but as you can see right now, Callum is within 1 second of Antonio. And so he's in a bit of a DRS train, pulling away from Harry, all the while Harry is just trying to go for the overtake on Alonso.
Exactly, and if we look at this currently, Harry's only 3 seconds away from Pierre Gasly.
Indeed, and you know, yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. Alonso, I think he should get the move done very, very soon, towards the end of this lap. Should get it done because he is very close now. He's right in the back of the Alpine.
I will say, whenever you guys DNF, there's a part of me in my head that goes, are you kidding me? Because I know that that's another replay gone.
100%, but I mean, oh, look at that, it's gone round, he's keeping it nice and tidy. Alonso's not going to give it up, as you would expect. Faster tyres.
He's got it. He's going into the corner and he has it. I mean, Alonso slightly going into the back of Harry, but he has got it. He only has a cow in his sights, so DRS enabled now. It's all to play for.
Yeah, 100%. And as you see, Cal is still within DRS range of Giovinazzi, but now Harry's in DRS range of Cal, and he makes up a lot of time in the corners. The AIs can pull away in the straights, but they always lose time in the corners.
And I mean, you can see he's got the DRS now actually, but you can see his ERS. He's a very good ERS manager. He's not wasting anything.
Yep, indeed, and yeah.
I will be honest, watching you guys, I think it's like maybe, I'm not sure, I can't remember about you, but Carl, Jamie, I'm not sure about personal Callum, but especially Carl and Jamie, they waste their ERS so much, they put it down to bare bones, and yes, it's good if you're on major speed, but you have so little then.
Yes, 100%. It's going to be a tough race for Harry, for sure. But I do think that he'll be able to do it, and as I said, it shouldn't be too difficult for him.
But Harry has spun.
Oh no! Just as I said that, he's gone into P14. Oh, what a shame.
With only, what, 4 laps left to go? This could be it.
And we have just got Jamie in here for a quick live chat.
What?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. How are you doing, lad?
Mate, I don't want to talk about what just happened.
Yeah, so we're watching the race unfold right now, and as it seems, Harry has in fact spun, so he's down.
Yeah, I saw that.
Points. So yeah, how are you feeling? What happened out there?
Basically, I tried to. Today's race hasn't been great. I keep Sonoda's mainly been the problem. I just on the do you know the turn to the last corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I've just been spinning there, but it's been under safety car, so it doesn't really matter. And then me and Harry were like, I think we were like P13. I was P13, Harry was P12, and then Sonoda got ahead of me, because I'm pretty sure I pitted. I can't remember what happened, but all I know is me and Harry Harry overtook Sonoda. He got through fine, and when I tried overtaking him, he is pushing me towards the thing and teleporting me across the track, and then he eventually got pushed into the wall and got a red wing. So then I just gave up and sent it into him.
Yeah, I mean, it did look like you were putting on the throttle a bit earlier there. Was it a bit slippy out there? Did you lack grip?
Yeah, I probably lacked grip. I mean,
Fair enough.
probably didn't help that my softs earlier were, for whatever reason, when we started the race, my all the other tyres were 10% worn, but my front left was 20% worn.
Oh, yeah, we did think it would be heavy on your front tyres. I mean, was the degradation high within the first couple of laps?
Yeah, it was. I had to box as soon as the safety car happened. So the first one.
I apologise to interrupt, but of course the sharing screen isn't up anymore, is it? There you guys go. If you guys join right now, you will be able to see Callum in P2 with a 0.3 second gap. He has DRS on Pierre Gasly, using his ERS, managing it quite well. Could Cal's AI pick up the P1 victory and Preston get him at P8 and Rithvik get him at P6? The only actual driver, I mean Harry in P11 now, P10 in fact, he's making those places. But with 2 laps left to go, what can happen?
Oh yeah, I think Cal's AI will do it. He should do. He's within the, oh, it's a yellow sector 1. Something's happened, and I wonder what.
Cal up to P1.
There it is. It's Cal up P1.
This is utterly major. I mean, he's not even here. It's his AI, and yet he's pulling off some major stops. Well done to his AI, but Pierre Gasly fighting back.
Oh,
And
contact. Oof. That's very tight. Gasly's fighting it. He's not giving up the place. But I think he's going to have to see it here.
And he has.
He has. And Callum is the faster car.
And but whilst we're talking about that, Harry back up to P8 now. 2 laps left to go. Who knows what can happen? But sorry for interrupting. I'll let you get back to your live interview.
Yeah, so Jamie, as we were saying, so you were saying you lacked a little bit of grip there. Coming out of the virtual safety car of lap 1, was it a sense of trying to get heat back into your tyres after an already cold set of tyres from just starting the race?
Let's just get heat back into the tyres. Under the VSC, I don't even know what happened though, because I was third behind Abdi and Harry, and then it said VSC, but Hamilton and Cal's AI overtook me, so I don't know what was happening there. So Harry's gone.
Harry's
out
gone.
of the race.
Which means we're about to be at the podium, guys. We'll be there right with you in a minute. See you at the podium. No, Cal hasn't won. No, that is Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Cal has not won here.
What? How?
Oh, Cal had a time penalty.
We have an all AI podium for the second, no, not for the second time. First time was in Monaco Grand Prix in season 1. This happened here in season 2, here in Belgium. Do you remember last season in Belgium? Everyone disconnected, everyone DNF'd.
Yeah.
Damn, man. I mean, looking at it, VSC straight away, safety car, safety car, safety car. Kilo's obviously DNF straight away. Jamie shunted it into Sonoda, and now
None
Harry's
of us are in the points.
But, right, here is your leaderboard. For the first time ever, we have Callum in P13, Preston in P14, Harry in P15, Rithvik in P16, and Jamie in P17 with Carl in P18. What has happened here? This has been an awesome race. Thank you for Jamie for joining us on live coverage. Thank you for Rithvik joining us on commentary. He'll be back next race, of course. But thank you all. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. Crazy how it ended once again for the second year in a row. All the drivers have DNF'd in Belgium. Like, can we just not do this race like normally? Should we just not include it next season? Because, you know, we're getting an unlucky streak going here with this Grand Prix. But yes, unfortunately, everyone DNF'd. I hope you enjoyed the video somewhat. I decided to come on here and just give you a proper outro. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, can you please leave a like, subscribe here if you are new, tap that little bell so you never miss another video. Follow me on Twitch, of course. We're hoping to ramp up the streams very soon, potentially Actually, not potentially, definitely on F1 Manager when that comes out, and I believe that's 30th of August. So stay tuned and follow the Twitch at Dcnix444 YT. That's twitch.tv/Dcnix444 YT there for you. Follow me on all socials as I'm posting more on there right now. So go follow them and join my Discord so you get to see when we go live or post a new video, because I'm always posting on there. And join the new F1 Discord as well. Link down in the description. No, because we got drivers in there, we got me, we got anybody else who really will be in the series in the future will be getting added. So if you want to talk to me or any of the drivers or anybody else who may be in the series in the future, then make sure to join that Discord as well. But yes, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and we will see you very soon. Of course, next Sunday for the well, maybe this Sunday coming for the Netherlands Grand Prix in Zandvoort. So don't miss that, guys. And yeah, I guess without further ado, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys. Goodbye.